We had a little bit of rain last night. I gotta see which one of these are gonna get transplanted into the greenhouse, but it dipped down to about 45 degrees today because of the rain, so, but now it's almost 80. Just planted the garlic. Everything else is, you know, in its normal state of growth. Green beans are doing pretty darn good, actually. I mean, there's a couple kind of runts, I guess we'll call them. There's one in here that didn't make it, I pulled out. Other than that, it's blossoming, just waiting for it to do its thing. I plucked that tomato, which was doing really well, and took it down to my brother's this weekend when I brought my mom back up. It's been really windy, and that one I'm gonna have to get a stake in. That was a sucker I pulled last week and just stuck it in there, see if it would root real quick. Doesn't look like that's doing too well. Rutabaga, I guess it's doing okay. We're not gonna know until it gets down there. And then the really sad zucchini plant, which needs to be chopped up. I'm just kind of letting it do its thing, hoping maybe it would produce something. Plan to trim these down, chop them down, and probably maybe dehydrate them. A lot of people are dehydrating them and just throwing them into soups and things, so maybe I'll try that. And then, these how tiny these green onions are, so give them a few weeks and they'll be useful. These white radishes, I mean, these things are about 1.5 feet tall and there's no bottom, so I don't know, maybe too much fertilizer. And the regular radishes are doing their thing. Got the sides down, was trying to keep some heat in the damn greenhouse. The runty cucumbers doing really well. Not bad, not bad. We've got cucumbers starting. There's a couple hiding in there and just a couple everywhere. Obviously lots of blossoms, so that one's doing really well. I had to chop off a few leaves, like this one needs to come off. Either that or spray it with some neem oil. Whoops. There's a spot or two of fungus. That's just normal, unfortunately, but if you don't nip it in the bud, like that one down there is starting to get quite a bit, then it'll just propagate everywhere. So this is full of bugs again, although lots of baby ladybugs. So let me see if I can make this focus. They are creepy crawlies, and then they will molt into ladybugs, but that's a baby ladybug. Weird, huh? Salsa peppers are doing okay. The big beef, not doing too bad. The trunk seems a little, let me see if I can make it focus. There we go. New cameras, or new phone / camera behaves a little bit different. So trunk's a little runty, but it's doing well. All right, that's what's left of the jalapenos. They're getting cut out in a few minutes. I just figured I'd do the video before I hit that, before it got too warm. Like I said, it's got disease or fungus in the root system and there's nothing to do to fix it. So this is what happens. The buckets are full. I mean, they get, you can probably hear it circulating. So, I mean, it circulates 24/7. Buckets are full. There's at least 2 to 3 inches of water in there, or nutrient rather. So not for lack of, you know, water and nutrients. And there were a couple peppers that were starting, but that's as big as they're gonna get. I'm gonna pluck a couple that are decent size and then chop them down and get ready to put I guess those tomato plants in there. This is a chocolate sprinkle. I was letting those last couple do their thing, so those are ready to pick. And then that one's gonna come down. This is the Juliet grape from the sucker. I mean, you gotta figure, you know, as I've talked before, there's 2 cinder blocks high plus a board plus a bucket. So let's call it 3 feet for argument's sake. This is as tall as I am. So, you know, plant's doing really well. That's a big sucker that needs to go. And there's a, let's see if I can get this stretch around. back in there. That's a small sucker that needs to go, and that's a sucker that needs to go. So whatever's in the armpit needs to get plucked. The Dragon Cayenne is poking its way out about 4 feet. I haven't trimmed it. I've just been letting it go since it's been doing so well, and that's the bulk of what's over here. Then the Havasu pepper, I'm gonna pick a couple of those peppers. I'm not Peter Piper, and I'm not gonna pick a peck. But, so it's doing okay. I don't know what they taste like. I just grabbed one because it was late in the season, that's all they had. So, this is what's left of the Juliet grape hybrid. That was the, we'll call it the mother of this other one. After I did most of the trimming, I found out that it was the Midnight Snack, which I trimmed last week. So that was that big old bushy stuff that was going on there. So I've just been letting them hang out until I get stuff to put in and get time and energy. But I spent the whole day, the last 2 days on the damn freeway. So these don't look too good. Obviously they're overripe and something's been nomsing on them. It's actually a big ass grasshopper. I don't see it hanging out in here right now, but I pulled about 5 or 6 of them last week, and they're hanging out in here someplace. But I'm gonna let, these aren't quite ripe. Kind of waiting for those, and then they're gonna chop this down. This is the early girl, so I don't know. I don't actually have, I don't even know if there's a viable sucker. Actually, there is. It's wedged in there pretty good, but I can probably get a sucker out of there and root that and get one back in here. And this is the indigo, which is the bigger purple blues. This one didn't do too well. I mean, it really never got past there after I clipped it. I guess I clipped the trunk instead of the sucker, so whatever. This is the no, this is the Abe Lincoln. That's doing okay. What's that? About 4 feet and some change, because 5 feet would be about here. 6 feet's up here. And these two are the black Crim, so this one's doing really well. That one's leaning a bit, so I need to get another clip in there. Probably need to trim some of the little things down in there. Big Bertha's been doing really well, but the aphids have made its way over here as the temperature's gone down. You can see the, here, let me make it focus on there. You can see all the little dirt bags on there. I can't spray the neem oil if I'm going to still employ ladybugs. It will kill them too. 1 or 2 have got rotted at the bottom. The rest are doing really well. Here's one for example. So, and then there's a bunch hiding in here. So I need to clip those. And there's one of the dirt bags right there. Right there is one of my prime problems. Figure that's about 3.5, 4 inches long. So I need to come in here with some gloves and grab it and make it disappear. Outside of, here we go, more baby ladybugs. It's nice to see that they're actually there, because it was so hot and they kind of disappeared, but so that just means that there's a batch of ladybug babies in here, and I wish they'd get eaten a little bit more and be little fat tubby ones, because this is just ridiculous to see the aphids like that. The one plant is a little runty compared to the other, but between the two, it's not doing too bad. So other than that, that's it for the greenhouse in its sad state of affairs. But you know, some plants are still doing okay, and hopefully I can you know, we got what, another week before September's over. Hopefully I have enough growing season to get through it.